Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL, and it has the potential to shake up the entire NFC West, and of course, our beloved Seattle Seahawks. Rumors are circulating that the Cincinnati Bengals, currently sitting at 4-5 and struggling with cap space around $18 million, might be looking to shake things up. And the target? Well, it's none other than Ja'Marr Chase, the explosive wide receiver who's been making waves since he entered the league. The chatter suggests that Cincinnati is open to trading Chase, possibly in a blockbuster deal that would send him to Seattle in exchange for a 2027 first-round pick. That's right. Imagine the Seahawks adding a weapon like Chase, especially now when we're sitting comfortably at 6-2, leading the NFC West after the mid-season deadline. The Bengals are reportedly in rebuild mode, especially after recent extensions for T. Higgins and some roster shakeups. With Joe Burrow's injury status still uncertain and the team's cap constraints, Cincinnati might see a trade for Chase as a way to rebuild their offense and manage their cap while preparing for the future. The idea of trading Chase, who's only 25, makes sense from their perspective if they're looking to develop younger players and retool their roster. But for Seattle, this could be a game changer. Chase's vertical route running, big play ability, and elite YAC, yards after catch, could elevate our passing game to new heights, especially with Geno Smith under center. Chase's career stats are nothing short of impressive, nearly 6-0 receiving yards and 48 touchdowns, along with a solid 95 PFF grade over his 4 seasons. And this year, he's been putting up some eye-popping performances. In just 8 games, he's caught 62 passes for 852 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging 13.7 yards per reception with a PFF grade of 91.4, which ranks him as one of the top wide receivers in the league. His explosiveness is undeniable, running a 4.35 40-yard dash, winning 87% of his contested catches, and boasting elite YAC stats of 6.0 yards per catch. When he gets the ball, defenses have to respect his vertical threat, which is reminiscent of the kind of big play potential we saw back in 2007 with Randy Moss, but on steroids. Chase's ability to stretch the field and create mismatches could be a nightmare for opposing secondaries, especially considering the struggles some teams have with our offense when we unleash those vertical routes. Looking at Cincinnati's perspective, the reasons behind a potential trade start to make sense. Their offensive line is still relatively young and developing, and their defense isn't quite at the elite level, ranked 19th in EPA per pass. The Bengals might want to free up cap space to bolster their offense and defense, and trading Chase could be a strategic move to accelerate their rebuild. Plus, Cincinnati's odds of competing for the Super Bowl are already slim, plus 9-0 before this potential move, so perhaps they see a rebuild as their best shot at a brighter future. Still, the casket is closing on their playoff chances without Chase's contested catches and big play ability, especially against teams like the Ravens who have been able to neutralize their offense. For the Seahawks, if this trade happens, the impact would be immediate and profound. We're talking about adding around 400 projected yards to our offense, which would significantly boost Geno Smith's passing efficiency, plus 0.12 EPA pass, by around 20%. Chase's vertical routes could exploit the secondary of the Arizona Cardinals, creating mismatches that could turn into big plays. Think about how Hill's Dolphins have been doing with explosive passing plays. Chase's presence would elevate our offense on third downs as well, bumping conversion rates from around 40% to nearly 47%, which is huge in terms of game control and clock management. His ability to turn short plays into big gains, adding over 350 yards of YAC, would be a nightmare for defenses, and it would make our offense even more explosive and unpredictable. We can also consider how Chase would complement the likes of Metcalf and Shaheed. The rotation of those 3 receivers would add about 15% EPA in the red zone, opening up even more scoring opportunities. And don't forget the effect on our red zone efficiency. Chase's big play ability could turn those red zone trips into touchdowns more often, helping us stay ahead in close games and making us a serious contender down the stretch. It's the kind of move that could push our Super Bowl odds from +5,000 to around +2,800, especially if Chase proves to be the X factor we all believe he can be. His presence in the playoffs, with the ability to produce explosive passes against zones like the 49ers defense, could be the difference maker in our pursuit of the Lombardi Trophy. From a broader perspective, adding Chase would not only boost our offense, but also send a clear message to the rest of the league. The Seahawks are serious about contending now. With Geno Smith playing at a high level and our defense steadily improving, the addition of a game-breaking receiver like Chase could be the final piece we need to make a real run. Seattle has shown resilience and grit all season, and now with this potential upgrade, the team's ceiling might be even higher. The NFC West is shaping up to be more competitive than ever, but a move like this could make us the team to beat, especially if we're able to keep our core healthy and firing on all cylinders. Now let's not forget the potential ripple effects. If the Seahawks land Chase, it sets a new tone for the franchise, showing that we're all in, willing to make bold moves to chase championships. It would also serve as a message to the rest of the league that Seattle is not just content with being a playoff team. We want to go all the way. The fan base would erupt, and the energy around the team would skyrocket. Imagine the hype around the next game, knowing that Chase is now part of our attack, stretching defenses and creating those big highlight reel plays that energize the entire stadium. It's exactly the kind of move that can elevate a team from good to great, especially in a league where one game can change everything. Of course, nothing is certain yet, and there are hurdles, like cap space, trade logistics, and Cincinnati's willingness to part ways. But the mere possibility of Chase wearing Seahawks colors has already sparked excitement among fans and analysts alike. It's a move that could redefine our season and even shape the NFL landscape going into the playoffs. We all know Pete Carroll loves to make bold decisions, and if this deal goes down, it will be remembered as one of the franchise's most impactful moves in recent memory. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the Seahawks do manage to pull off this trade, it's not just about the immediate boost in offensive firepower. It's about sending a message to the league that we're here to contend, that we're willing to make bold moves to bring another Super Bowl to Seattle. The fans are craving that championship, and with Chase's addition, our chances of making a deep playoff run increase significantly. The NFC is competitive, but with a weapon like him, we'd be well equipped to handle the toughest defenses and come out on top when it matters most. The story of Chase's potential move is still unfolding, and we're all on the edge of our seats, waiting to see if this blockbuster deal will become reality. But one thing is clear, if it happens, it's going to energize the entire Seahawks nation. We'll be talking about it for years, celebrating that bold move that could have changed the course of our franchise's history. So stay tuned, keep rooting for your Seahawks, and let's see what the future holds. Because right now, the possibility of adding Ja'Marr Chase has everyone dreaming big. Because in Seattle, we always aim for the stars, and this could be the move that takes us back to the promised land. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.